They don't want that world. They think they want that world because they don't know what the other world looks like, right? So we've got to understand that you're exactly right. There are two very loud camps, ruckus camps, that are 95% of what we hear, right? We hear extreme points of view on the left, extreme points of view on the right, and nobody says anything about the middle. But one of the things that's really important is when you look at human beings, when you look at a society is a normalized population. The United States has roughly 180 million adults, right? 300 million people live in the United States.
I think it's 350 now, actually.
Is it 350?
Yeah.
So somewhere to the tune of 200 million adults, right? China has obviously many, many more than that. But the way that you can compare groups of people, despite the fact that they have different cultural identities, different spiritual backgrounds, whatever else, is you look at the normalized set. When you look at all the adults in the United States, you have what's known as a bell curve. And everybody remembers bell curves from economics and from mathematics. So when we talk about the extreme left and the extreme right, and you look at a bell curve, you're literally talking about the shallow ends of the bell curve.
Yes.
So that means the shallow ends of the bell curve on both sides are making the majority of the content, the noise, the criticism that we hear. Well, what about everybody in the fat part of the bell curve? That's what I call the silent masses, right? The silent middle part of the bell curve. Those people don't necessarily agree with the crazy left or the crazy right, but they listen because that's what's out there. And they are always kind of difficult to pin down because they have some beliefs that lean left and some beliefs that lean right. So it's really important to understand that when you ask your question to me, what about the people who want this perfect utopian, whatever, that is a small population that really has surrounded themselves with only one source of information that's feeding this garbage to them, that somehow the world and human beings are good. Human beings are not good. Human beings aren't kind. They're not generous. Can people be kind and can people be generous? Absolutely, especially when they have an excess of resources. Right? There's a reason why the Middle East, like Bedouins in the Middle East, there's a reason why they fought their entire history while people in the Amazon learned to live at peace because one had naturally more resources. I don't feel like I have to fight you to the death over a mango when there's 600 mangoes growing around us. But when you're in the middle of the desert and there's like one date tree and that one date tree produces 50 dates, we might have to fight to the death to make sure that I have dates to feed my family for the next month, and you don't.
Freedom! So fresh, so new.